On Sunday, November 18th, Whitewater Towns and Gowns met at the Lake Cravath Community Center to reminisce as part of the Whitewater Recollects Town and Gown event put together by the Whitewater Historical Society. The group discussion was led by a panel of longtime Whitewater residents, professors, and even a former chancellor. The event was organized by Dr. Linda Robinson, a UW-Whitewater professor and member of the board of directors for the Whitewater Historical Society. Robinson says the Historical Society thought the Town and Gown event would be appropriate to commemorate the university's 150th anniversary.
These kinds of stories about how the town folks and the students have interacted, how they interacted early on, and how has that changed over time. And who knows where the conversation will go. It will be a lot of fun.
Robinson says this is the third Whitewater Recollects event. She says there hasn't been as much student participation in the past, but she's hoping to have some current students in the audience this year. Many Whitewater residents attended the event, including Dan Sable, a former biology professor at the university. Sable started teaching at Whitewater in 1966 and has lived in the area ever since. He says the biggest change he's noticed over the years is the amount and type of businesses in downtown Whitewater.
A little store downtown, a very, very small one, that had office supplies, and that went out of business. Now the kinds of office supplies that they need are at the university bookstore.
Sable says there are a lot more restaurants now than there were when he first came to Whitewater in the mid-1960s. He says at that time, Gus's was the only pizza place in the city. Panel member Jim Stewart received his master's degree from Whitewater and was a professor and registrar at the university before retiring. He and his wife have lived in the same house in Whitewater for about 45 years. Stewart says the biggest change has been in his neighborhood.
All around us were professors with their families, okay? Now, 45 years later, I'm kind of hanging on by myself, and I have student housing all around me.
Stewart says having students for neighbors keeps him young. He says he doesn't have many problems with students, but he doesn't like Spring Splash.
That is the worst day of anything.
Stewart says Spring Splash is the only day he can hear students partying across the street from his house. He says the parties on homecoming and at the beginning of the year make others not want to live in Whitewater, but Stewart says he doesn't have any problems. He says if he could go back, he wouldn't change choosing to make Whitewater his home. The panelists shared stories about their experiences with university students and shared some of their own memories from life on campus. For UWW-TV, I'm Anna Catlin.